Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and I'm a flower farmer in East Yorkshire in the UK, and I make videos about what goes on my flower farm, as you can see behind me. I have two flower fields. This is my most recently set up flower field. Each of my fields is about half an acre, and this one is mainly annuals and my other field is mainly perennials, and I've been doing this for about 5 years now, so things are coming along nicely this year, except for the fact that I am a little bit behind with planting. I have just got so many plants that need planting out at the moment. You might be able to see them over there, but I'm going to show you around in a minute anyway. It's actually, the sun's actually just come out. It has been raining most of the morning, so I have been in the Polytunnel just doing a bit of weeding and seeing whether it stops raining, because it isn't actually in the forecast for rain today. And today is a Sunday, and because of the fact that I am so behind with planting, I am working today. I don't normally work on the weekends, but things really need doing at the moment, so I'm out here in the fields. I'm actually quite enjoying my weekend. I spent all day yesterday out in the field. I had a couple of volunteers and we got those two beds behind me broad forked, mulched, watered and vermicomposted. I inoculated them with vermicompost and kelp meal extract, and I'm just watering in the back there. The soil is a little bit hydrophobic, the compost, not the soil. I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but I'm just going to show you around my plant collection. So there's plants dotted about all over the place. There's a load of red amaranthus up there. I think that is what's the blooming name for it? I can't remember what the name of it is now. It's just slipped out of my mind. It'll come back to me soon though. And then I've got all of these on this table here, and then that is basically all of the plants that need to go out. I think there's about 2,000-ish or more plants there that desperately need to go out, and I've actually booked a holiday for a week tomorrow, so I really want to get everything planted out before I go on holiday. I put a post on Facebook last week to see if anybody would last minute come and help me. I had a couple of volunteers yesterday and we got loads done, which was really good. I got those two beds prepped, so I've got 3 beds to plant into. And today I was meant to have a volunteer and she hasn't turned up or messaged me or anything, so it's a bit crappy, but I am asking people to come for free, so I'm not expecting people to turn up, but I have just texted my mum to see if she would fancy a bit of planting later on, and I think she's going to come round. So I've got all of these things behind me. There's lots of things like cosmos, dill, amaranthus, zinnias, rudbeckia, nigella, ami. What else have we got? Snapdragons, cyanoglossom, sunflowers, foxgloves, dill. I don't know if I'm mentioning these more than once. Bells of Ireland, rudbeckia. Did I already say that? Anyway, there's just tons of stuff, and I've already got 3 beds planted up with a mixture of snapdragons, foxgloves, hesperis, some spring. This one's mainly spring stuff. This first one here, sweet williams, and then at the back of this bed here there's some mallow, and then here we've got corncockle, cornflower, Greek cress, scabious and limonium, I believe. This one is larkspur. I've got some flower buds on that now. Corncockle, buplorum. The buplorum's looking really good this year. I've never really managed to get much of a good crop off it, but it's looking good this year. We've got cornflowers, which have got buds on them now, or flowers on them now, and I've got ami down there. So then this bed here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but down there there's some scabious that have overwintered from last year, I didn't get around to pulling them out and they just came back, so I was like, might as well leave them. It feels like free plants. And some of the scabious didn't actually do well out in the field this year. The mistake that I'm making this year is I'm planting stuff out and not really watering it afterwards. So as you can see, I've got the irrigation on at the moment, which is mostly watering the compost that's been put down because it's so dry, and it's also watering some of the plants that have been planted out. Watering in this field is a bit difficult because the irrigation that I've got is a stand pipe that sort of just swells around and waters, but obviously it's a circle in a square field, so I don't get the corners very well, and it's not that consistent with watering across the field. Drip irrigation again is an expensive thing to put into the field, so we'll have to see whether I think it's worthwhile to put that in the future. Usually when things are planted out and established, I don't water them at all, and they seem to do fine with the rainfall that we get, so I'm not sure if I want to make the investment in irrigation. If I did do, I would put in rainwater collection tanks, I think, and pump it into the field. So obviously pumps are expensive and things like that. But let's go to the issue of the hydrophobic soil, so the hydrophobic compost. So yesterday, after I'd laid all of this compost, I had the irrigation on, I think, for about 6 hours, and let me show you this, and also it's been on this morning as well. So it looks quite moist, and then under there it is so dry, and I'm not sure. Obviously there's things that you can use as wetting agents, like washing up liquid and detergents and things, but I'm not sure whether that's really the safest thing to be putting on the soil. So I'm just wondering whether to just keep watering and watering. When the weed membrane goes on, it's obviously going to hold moisture into the soil as well. So I'm not sure whether the condensation from the soil below is going to sort of trap the moisture within the new compost and cause that to start holding the moisture. I am a bit concerned about using this compost because it's extremely fresh and still hot, so what I've been trying to do is lay it out flat, cool it down, and water in it lots to try and... Sorry, I just got distracted by a robin that's just landed on my water button. It looks really scruffy. I think it's just got wet in the rain. Yeah, the compost smells very strong. I would not like to use it in normal circumstances, but I just have to because the ground is so dry and hard for planting into that I have to be able to really plant into the compost, because otherwise planting would be just such a nightmare into my own soil that's in here. So I'm hoping that things are going to be okay. I know maybe there's probably red flags going off in your brain when I'm talking about that, but that's just what I think is the best thing to do. In future, obviously, we'd like to be able to get the compost in advance and let it sit and mature for a while. So we got a fresh load last week, and I'm hoping that we can go back again soon and get another load that can mature for a few months, ready for either this autumn, mulching this autumn, or the following spring. I think if I'm putting the compost now in May, almost June time, then I'm not going to need to add much more compost at the end of the year. I think it'll probably be next spring when I'll be adding compost, but I just haven't actually come up with a plan of action for this winter yet, so we'll see what happens there. So let me show you also the polytunnel. I can't remember what it looked like last time I showed you, but I had been keeping on top of all the thistles and the weeds in there, and I've been really busy planting out, prepping the beds and things over the last couple of weeks, so I haven't really had much time to put towards the polytunnel, and it's gone a bit wild. I've actually weeded this area this morning, but as you can see, the thistles are coming up. The fat hen, I've got loads of, I always get a lot of fat hen. I can't remember what the other names for it are, but basically it's just going a bit wild again in here, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. I'm just going to have to keep weeding it. And I hope that because the thistles have got more mature, the roots have put more energy into the producing a bigger thistle plant, and as I'm pulling them out, that's kind of depleting more energy out of the root. That's what I'm hoping anyway, but we'll see. And I've also pulled out some thistles from this bed here, because this is very weedy, a weedy bed as well, and it's kind of frustrating because I really want to plant into this, but I just know that as soon as I plant into it, if I put the weed membrane back over and plant into it, then the thistles are just going to grow up under the weed membrane, and it's going to be harder to get to them. So I am considering not putting the weed membrane down and just planting straight into the ground. So I just need to make a decision about that and go forward with it. So yeah, every time I think about these kind of things, it stresses me out because I don't have anybody to have these conversations with and actually come up and make a decision. I've got to make the decision by myself. And Rob's answer is usually spray it with Roundup, which isn't what I want to do. It's a personal challenge for me to not resort to the easy option of weed killers, because I am trying so hard to do some goodness, to bring goodness to the soil and create a good soil food web structure inside the soil. So that's where I'm at with that. If anybody wants to chip in with any suggestions, then please do. So basically today I'm going to be planting out. I just started planting out, and then I thought to myself, I don't think my volunteer is going to turn up, so I might as well just get vlogging. I wasn't going to vlog with people here because obviously some people don't like being filmed, etc. But because nobody's here, I'm working on my own, I thought I would talk to you guys instead. And I've got lots of planting to do. So this bed here is 12-inch spacing, so I'm going to be planting amaranthus, dill, foxgloves and other things, cosmos, and maybe some ammi, depending on how much space I have at the end. And this one here is 9-inch spacing, and I'm thinking that I'm going to put a low tunnel over this bed, and I'm going to plant celosia, asters, zinnias and anything else, phlox, things that could probably do fine in 9-inch spacing, but could do with a little bit of extra protection. So I think those things are going to do nicely under the tunnel. So I'm definitely going to have to rope Rob into helping me with that low tunnel, because I bought it off a fellow flower farmer a couple of years ago now, and I'm not actually sure how it goes together. I think that I'm going to have to get some help with that. So I'm going to carry on doing some planting, and I'll come back to you later when we've got a bit planted. Still can't get over how big this amaranthus is and how healthy it is. It never looks like this in the pots, and actually a lot of my potted seedlings look very good, better than normal. And I've noticed just now that when I've been planting them out and pulling them out of the pots, that there's been a lot with fungal hyphae, mycelium inside them, which is good. I did actually put some mycorrhizal spores in with these, the potting mix, so I presume that that's just the fungal spores have germinated. You could see the fungi inside the pots. I can't find any now, so it sounds like I'm making it up, but I'm not sure if it's actually a beneficial relationship between the plant and the mycorrhizae, but we'll see. We'll see what happens this year. I'm really looking forward to getting these into the ground and seeing how they do in the season ahead. So back to planting. And the other thing, I think I've mentioned this in my videos before, but what I've been doing before I've been planting as well is soaking the plants in worm castings, kelp meal and fish emulsion extract, or kind of like a concoction. And basically, I don't know if you can, you can probably see those there. There's water butts. They're 100-litre water butts. And basically what I do is I fill those up with dechlorinated water, and I hang a bag. So I have a little hook on the corner of my greenhouse here, and then I hang a bag of worm castings, kelp meal in there. Oh, that one's just fallen into the water, but there's one in that one and one in that one. And I let that steep for a few hours or overnight, and then I've been using it to drench the soil before planting, and also as a root drench as well. So I've been sitting the plants in trays of the mixture, like these bells of Ireland. No, that's amaranthus. That's bells of Ireland, soaking in the trays. And I actually did add a bit of fish emulsion to it as well, just to give it a little bit of a nutritional boost before it goes into the ground. So hopefully the plants are going into the field with all of the best kind of, just giving them a little package of stuff to go into the soil so that they can have a good start to life in the ground. I'm hoping that that's going to benefit them. So it's been a long day of planting. My mum came and helped, so I stopped filming for the duration of her visit, just because we were cracking on doing it, and we got loads planted. So basically, I don't know if you'll be able to see because the sun is reflecting quite brightly off the weed membrane, but this full bed is fully planted out now. So that's all amaranthus, dill, foxgloves, and then I just had a small tray of cerinthy, which I've just planted out. I don't know if it's going to do anything now, because I think it's an early season flower. I've not actually grown it before. This is the first time, so that will be something new. And then here we've just planted a few cosmos. There's maybe about 8 meters worth of cosmos there. I've got a few more of those to plant out, but we called it a day because it was getting to be around tea time. But what I'm going to do now is give everything a really good soaking. Especially some of the cosmos went in quite dry, so I'm just going to make sure it's really got a lot of moisture in there for the seedlings to get off to a good start. And then I have got some buckets of flowers to pick for a wedding tomorrow, so the bride is picking them up in the morning, so she's just having 2 buckets, so I just need to pick those flowers this evening so that they're conditioned overnight for her. And that is it for today. It's been a busy old day. I'm very tired and my back is killing me. The planting out really gets to your shoulders and you put a lot of stress and pressure on your shoulders. The other week I did actually try to lay down on my front to plant, which felt really nice because my back was like flexed upwards like that, but it's not always practical to work like that. But what I think I'll do is just get a nice hot bath tonight, and just lay horizontal in my bed. Can't wait for that. So I'm really pleased with all that we've got done today, because there's not a lot left to plant out. So this bed here is the 9-inch spacing one that I said I was going to plant the things that needed a bit more protection. I'm going to put the tunnel up there. So I don't know if you can see how many plants. Still quite a lot to go out. Maybe still about 1,500 plants or something like that. But we've made a good dent in it today. So tomorrow or the day after, I'll try and get Rob to help me with that tunnel, because I don't really want to plant out into that until I know that they're going to be protected straight away. Because I know that if I plant them out and then think, oh, I'll put the tunnel up tomorrow, I'll put it up this week, then it won't get done, and I want it to be up and ready for them to take benefit from it straight away. So that's that. That is a wedding bucket just picked. How stunning. It is ranunculus, Greek cress, stocks, asparagus fern, or layer, and that is it. But it looks stunning. So I've just got one more to pick, so I'm going to pick a few more bits from this field, and then I'll probably go around the front and get some lupins, etc., and any other goodies that I find in the front field. So I've just finished the day by picking a couple of buckets of wedding flowers. We got some really nice stuff in the wedding flower buckets. I'm really happy with the way those look. I just love this time of year. I have to say that I think that end of May time, and also it's probably September time is my sort of the end of the shoulders of the summer season. Is definitely my favourite time of year for flowers, and possibly May time slightly pips it to the post, but that could be because it is May now, and I'm just able to see the flowers in person. Maybe in September, when I've got dahlias in front of me, my answer might be a bit different, but I just love the soft pastel-y kind of colours, but also I really love the way that the oranges and purples go together, and I never thought I would say that because I'm not a fan of really either of those colours. But when you get like geums together and the nice purples of the lupins and honesty and things, I think it goes really nice together. So hopefully we'll have one happy bride tomorrow. What I think I'm going to do later is just wrap them up because the lupins do bend towards the light a little bit. And you might remember from my last May tour video that I did get lupin aphid, but miraculously they all seem to have disappeared. I don't know what caused it. I did spray it with clove oil and washing up liquid mixture, but it took about just over a week, maybe 2 weeks, for the lupin aphid to disappear after I put that on. So I feel like it wasn't actually the concoction that I put on that caused them to go, but they seemed to go as soon as the lupin started flowering, which has been amazing. But also they were on the flowers just as they started flowering, sort of when you want it to be picking them. So I didn't really get to pick a lot of the first flowers, so I'm just picking whatever's coming up now, but I need to chop the flower stems off so that to see if they'll produce any more from now on. If not, then maybe we'll have to just cross our fingers for next year and hope we don't get the lupin aphid again. And what else? Yeah, that's about it for today. So it's been a busy Sunday. I'm pretty tired now. I've been working for about 12 hours today. And I'm back at work again tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning, just helping looking out on the ad. And then I think I'll tomorrow afternoon I'm looking after my baby niece, so that will be a nice little afternoon to be spent with her. I'm looking forward to making her my little flower farm apprentice when she grows up. But yeah, thanks so much for watching again, guys, and if you just want to give that extra little bit of support, then you can buy me a coffee. So it's just a little contribution towards the costs of making the videos and things, and if you ever have had any value out of any of my videos, then it's just an extra way for you to say that you appreciate the videos. I'll put that down in the link that down in the description, but of course you don't have to do that, you're not obliged. I'm just happy that you get enjoyment out of my videos in the first place, and that you watch them. So I hope you have a good week ahead, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.